A number of years ago, I did a few videos documenting my journey coming off the drug Seroquel. And as far as I was concerned, that was the end of it. But those are my most commented on videos. And one regular comment is asking for an update. Now, as I said, that's kind of in the past for me, but as an entertainer, I give them what they want. So here is my update 6 years after Seroquel. Now, just to give a very quick recap of how I ended up on Seroquel. In 2004, I believe it was, I was diagnosed with bipolar depression and major anxiety disorder. And at the time, I was given a drug called Klonopin. It clearly didn't work because in May of 2008, I decided just to end it all with a handful of Klonopin, a bottle of whiskey, and when that didn't quite work, I added another handful of Advil PM. I woke up, I think about 8 days later, having been in a coma, and spent a further week to 10 days in the loony ward, where I was given Seroquel and Paxil. And I remained on that until October of 2018. And I've already documented in my other videos about the side effects of Seroquel. And it was those side effects that basically caused me to quit. And I did quit cold turkey. The reason being my Seroquel was Seroquel XR, which is extended release. And it is the coating on the drug that gives you the extended release benefits. So you simply cannot cut them in half or quarters, because once you cut them, you either get too much of the drug or too little. So you can't wean off extended release. So I just went cold turkey. It's all documented in the other videos. So here we are, 6 years, good Lord, 6 years later. So how am I doing? Well, before I even get to that, I do need to stress a couple of points here. I do get a lot of questions in the comment sections of those videos with people asking me what is essentially medical advice. And I have to say this, and I have to say this clearly, I cannot give any medical advice. I am not qualified. It would be irresponsible of me to do so. So I kindly ask you, do not ask me for medical advice. If you want to quit, that's on you, but you should refer to a medical expert before doing so. I cannot tell you yes or no. But how am I doing? Well, I still suffer the same symptoms. So let me get that clear right now. I did not make some miracle recovery. I still suffer from depression. I still suffer from anxiety. And if anything, I suffer a lot of anxiety, and I do self-medicate. Well, we'll get to that. But the difference is I am no longer a drugged up zombie. And when I do go into a bout of depression, or if I am feeling particularly anxious, I now know it will pass in due course, and I don't need to take these damn drugs to feel better. That is basically where I'm at. But I have made a few sort of life choices and a change of location, whereby the triggers that were present in my life, they're gone. And I lead a mostly sort of peaceful, quiet life. And anytime the dark clouds do form, I kind of just accept that they're there and they will eventually pass. And with that, my sort of emotional outbursts have basically stopped. For years, I was always on edge and could be triggered into the most awful outbursts. And anyone watching this, I'm sure will remember I once did a live stream on this channel and had one of those outbursts, which I deeply regret. And most of you won't know this, but I did apologize in private to the people I was very rude to. But in the years since, none of that has happened again. So whilst I'm not cured, I don't think we'll ever be cured, but I can accept the bouts of depression and anxiety, knowing that they will pass. And whilst looking back in history at the videos I did, I was appalled at how I looked. Now, Seroquel caused me to be, I think, about 40 pounds heavier than I am now. Now, bearing in mind, when I was on Seroquel, I was dieting, I was exercising, I could not lose weight, I could only gain weight. Here we are 6 years later, I'm 40 pounds lighter, but the ironic thing is, my diet is worse. I drink too much, I don't exercise, and yet I'm 40 pounds lighter. So if you are on Seroquel and are concerned about your weight, the chances are it's the Seroquel that is causing you to gain weight. Now, I did say I am prone to self-medicating, and yes, depression, as bad as it is, for me, isn't quite as bad as the anxiety. My anxiety can be off the charts. And the way I deal with it, sadly, I'm ashamed to say, is by drinking alcohol. Now, I don't drink alcohol every day. If I know there's going to be a social gathering, or if I have to do something that involves talking to people, chances are I will take a little drink. And whatever is in alcohol and it reacts with the brain, that kind of is the answer for me. Now, I am not for a minute suggesting that anyone suffering anxiety or depression turns to alcohol. That is not the answer. But for me, it allows me to be in social situations. Whilst I was on Seroquel, Paxil, I still felt the same anxieties. So why take these drugs when a few beers can give you the same results? Again, this is not medical advice. This is just my own experience. So 6 years after Seroquel, I'm still here. I'm 40 pounds lighter, and I'm doing okay. In fact, I'm doing very well, actually. I've not had the outbursts I used to have. I've matured. I realize that anything I am feeling is only temporary and it will pass. And I'm able to do all of that without drugs. So for me, I am pretty happy. But again, I must stress, everything I've said is my experience. This may or may not work for you. It's not for me to tell you to try something or don't try something. You have to speak to medical experts. I cannot give you any medical advice. And furthermore, I've had a few sort of questions or comments asking for legal advice. I can't give you that either. So all I can say is, if you are struggling, speak to an expert. They can guide you in the right direction. All I'm saying is, I have done okay having quit Seroquel 6 years ago. So I hope you found that informative. Hope you enjoyed the update. And if you did, you know what? My channel now is all looking back at the 80s. I'm sure some of you are from the 80s. So if you are, please do subscribe and watch my videos. You might find it entertaining. It might take your mind off things. But in the meantime, thank you for all the questions. Thank you for the comments. And hopefully what I just said was of some benefit to you. So once again, thank you.